if you stare at it for long enough, loads of people will turn up. Hey, do you know you can get automatic... that's mad. You can get automatic chat translation. So if somebody writes in a different language, it comes up as that. How balm is that? Anyway, good evening and welcome. Hopefully somebody's going to turn up, otherwise it makes it a bit boring because I'll be sat here talking on my own. But I could just sit here and stare at the screen if you want. So, just on the iPhone 15 and the little DJI thing that goes in the bottom. I've actually got some fancy stuff and it's pretty good. I've got the two DJI Mic 2s and the receiver that goes with them. But I was going to do it, but to be really honest, this new phone mount I bought, I don't think the receiver would fit underneath it, but it maybe would. They're really cool though. I've actually done a video on them. If you're interested, have a look on the channel tonight. It got released at 8 o'clock, so it's already on there. So hopefully somebody's going to pop in, otherwise it's going to be rather boring. That's always the thing, isn't it, with this? I don't really know when I'm going to go live, so I can't really plan anything. Because usually when you plan to go live, something else happens. I learned something else the other day as well. If you get a green light on the other side of the microphone, that means it's connected up to a receiver, not up to a phone. And you also, by pressing the power button once, I don't know about the Mic Minis, but on the Mic 2s, they've actually got a noise reducer of their own. And by pressing it once, and then once again, as it buzzes, it turns it on and off again. How cool is that? So hopefully somebody's going to pop in, because it'd be a bit of a waste of time. I think I've already said that 3 times. I think we're just panning for time. So what have I got to tell you today? So I had a cracking day yesterday. I went into the woods and I did a couple of videos for Amazon, for the Amazon storefront. And then I did another video walking about. And it was a lovely afternoon. And it's so relaxing going in the middle of a wood where you hear a car about once every half an hour, you know, down a little lane and stuff like that. So that's what I did. I went and I did that. But I've made how you doing? Jen Sarico, 58. How you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. 35 people all of a sudden. Let's see how many people are going to stay though. That's the problem, isn't it, really? YouTube shares it out to 35 people, and it's well, I've already got down to 24 already. If you do pop in, come and say hello. Good evening from Turkey. How you doing? Whereabouts in Turkey are you? I've been there a few times, but only coastal places. So I've been to Gumbit, Yalikavak, Side, Alanya, obviously Antalya because that's the airport. Did we go to Bodrum? I went to Bodrum as well. Love Sab, how you doing? Love Sab, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. If you could do us a favour, hit the thumbs up. It really helps. I've never been to Istanbul, no. Are you Turkish descendant? Or are you hello, Mike, how you doing? Nice to see you, buddy. Yeah, I've never been to Istanbul. It's when you ever see any travel programme there, it looks fascinating, to be honest, but very, very busy. So maybe one day, never say never. I've done Egypt, I enjoyed that. And we went, I mean, when you get off the boats every day, you go to different places, and that's busy. That's massively busy with local traders. So, yeah, I'd love to do that. I've been to Turkish markets and stuff like that. What I'd try and do, though, if I can, is be somewhere where the rest of the tourists aren't, if you know what I mean. Because I think every place has got it. When you used to go on holiday, you used to go to the welcome meetings, and they used to go, try the local food. And you know, go and have. I love Turkish mixed grills. That's one of my favourites. I love doner kebabs, although they're very clean in Turkey compared to what they are. They're very greasy here. But I love the Turkish mixed grill with the little pate stuff and that. I love it. It suited me down to the ground. To be honest, we were once waiting we were out of the hotel and we were on our way home. And we went to the restaurant across the road and I thought, I'll just have a bit of a light bite before I go on the plane. And he says, what would you like to eat? I said, I'll have a mixed grill, please. So this massive plate of food came. And as soon as I'd eaten it, I thought, well, that is a heavy stomach to fly home on. But it was beautiful. I love it. Are you a police officer at Istanbul Airport? Oh, lovely. Oh, well, I better behave myself if I come there then. I found out the easiest way to be at... the easiest way to not get in any trouble is not do anything wrong. All right. Yeah, I've been to work. It was fairly slow. I actually went early. I opened the cab door yesterday morning and I thought, you know what, because it'd been raining most of the weekend. And I thought, you know, this car is absolutely minging. And I'm going to get it cleaned out. Anyway, I came home and I'd been doing a bit of filming and I was more excited about editing the filming, to be really honest. So I didn't bother doing it. So I thought, right, I'll get up in the morning, I'll do it in the morning. So I went and evened it out and then I got some stuff and I wiped all the plastic down because obviously when it's raining, everybody gets in with wet feet and there's drips and drabs all over the place. I actually washed the mats off for the first time since this winter because they get like a dust on there and it just, you know, they look manky. And then I took it down to the lads who do the car washing, and I got them to spruce that up. But the back seat, because I've got nylon covers on the front two seats, but the one that came for the back seat wasn't really serviceable because of, if it had been a private car, it'd have been fine if you'd been putting your dog in a private car. But because it was it's a taxi, obviously you've got to have accessibility to the seat belts and the other things where you fasten the baby seats in, and this just didn't cut it, this thing that they sent, so that was a bit of a waste of money. So the back seat just gets stained, and you know, people get in with a drink that they're not supposed to have, and they put it between the legs so you can't see them, and then there's like a wet ring on the seat, and you know, and then a kid will get in and walk straight across the seat, and they've just come out off the path, and so it just, you know, you keep cleaning it a little bit, but every now and again what I do is I've got some proper cleaning stuff that I buy off the internet, and you actually absolutely soak the seat and you scrub and scrub and scrub and scrub and you scrub it all off. But it'll take, I mean, it's no good trying to do it in January because it wouldn't dry for 2 days and then it'd dry sour. But I mean, it's going to be reasonably warm tomorrow, isn't it? So by Thursday it should definitely be fully dried out because I'm not working tomorrow. So that was a long way around, wasn't it, really? But I just thought I'd tell you. Hey, watch tonight's video, Mike. I put a video up tonight doing just to sort of show and tell on that new Mic 2 kit. Let people have a look at that. I actually filmed it in a ward. I thought it'd be more interesting. I did it for Amazon as well, so I thought, well, I'll try and make it interesting. See if it's a bit more filmmaker than vlogger, if you know what I mean. I thought, I'll do that. That's quite a good video. I enjoyed making that. There's some of them when I watch them back, I think, well, these are pretty good. The one on last Friday did amazing. So I don't know whether people aren't interested in the videos where I'm riding the bike. Maybe no, maybe not. Maybe gone a bit too, you know. I maybe gonna have to ride the bike to somewhere and then do a video and keep it that way. Yeah, have a look. See what you reckon. I'll not tell you out about it. It's not massively long anyway. The other thing that I've done with the weekly videos is I've shortened them down by a lot. I think people are getting too much footage, if you know what I mean. So it's difficult to watch something for 3/4 of an hour unless I mean, it's exciting to me because I'm doing it, but I suppose with them, you know, with people that's watching, they just think, Christ, I don't really want to listen to somebody riding the bike for 3/4 of an hour. So what I've done, I've just started doing them about 10 or 12 minutes long. There was a guy that gave me some advice on camera setup. The one I gave a shout out to in the video on Friday. And I just went and had a look at his, and he's sort of getting 1,000 views a video. I can't remember the name of the channel now, but I am subscribed to him, and I did mention him in that video. And I thought, well, his videos are brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant, but they're also only 10 and 12 and 15 minutes long. So I think I might be boring my audience, so I thought I'd give it a go. But we've got to try, haven't we? We've got to try. 7 people in. Oh no, I don't know why they come up with these silly sticker things. I've tried pressing them once before, and it comes up in the middle of the screen, straight in front of where I'm sat. So I've been quite busy. And your car always feels a lot newer when you've just polished it and it's nice and clean, doesn't it, really? But there wasn't anything on since about 8 o'clock. It's not really rung. So I say I'd started early anyway, so I've just finished a bit early. Have a bit extra time in there. I'll try that again next week as well. The only trouble is that, like, when you're self-employed, you think, oh, I'll start early and finish early. So you start early, and then somebody rings up for a late one. You go, oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I enjoy them. Yeah, I enjoy doing them as well. I mean, the idea of doing them was to actually get fitter, and then to post it on the internet, because I like posting things on the internet, and that would be the what's the word? Well, that would make me keep going for a walk because I was going to post it. That's what I do. And so that was what I was thinking. So, and if you don't watch it, you'll get a bit like, well, what can I do to suit the people that's watching? And the idea of it was really for me to go for a walk and get fitter, because I was 22 stone and a drunk. You know what I mean? So we don't want to lose the weight, do we, really? Is the audio okay, mate? Your dreams won't die. Hi, Mick. Get myself a shark stain striker. That's Sean, isn't it? Sean and Sarah. It is Sean and Sarah. I've got it written on the inside of my eyelids now, so I can't forget. I'm not going to call you Stuart. I nearly called you Stuart. You got another mention this week, so make sure you watch Fridays. A shark stain striker. What's one of them then? Well, it's a stain striker, obviously, but I'll have to Google it. I'll have a look. Yeah, I once had an argument with a bloke because I'd had a few beers, and it wasn't an argument. I kept correcting him on what his name was. I kept calling him Cameron, and his name was Callum. I said, it's not, it's Cameron. I said, I should know my own name. So what's that cleaning device? It's a cleaning. I mean, I've only got one seat that needs cleaning, because I don't know if you look on Amazon and put car seat covers, there's a company that makes these grey nylon ones that you see in Range Rovers and things like that. And I bought some of them. A full set of them were probably about 60 or 70 quid. But when they sent the one for the back seat, because the one I had before, I had a Ford and it had leather seats, there was no problem. But this one has got just a normal. It's the cheapest sort of back seat because it's a fairly base model car. So I thought, well, I just want someone to actually. The only bit you want to cover up is the bit where you sit. But so now the trouble is you've got those child seat anchors, which I can never remember the name of. And then you've got the seatbelt things. And these would have been really complicated for people to actually put the seatbelt on in the back. Well, you're not going to get that through a test as a taxi, are you? So I didn't bother using that. But I just want somebody to actually. I mean, apparently there was a guy, one of the guys, and he took his car to. It was an Asian guy, and he took his car to a friend who reupholstered it in leather, the base of the seat in leather, and. Because you'd be surprised what people do in a taxi. If somebody's in the pub and they're a bit embarrassed and they've wet themselves, they want to get home as quick as possible, but they won't share this information with you. And you don't find out until somebody else opens the door and says, I think your seat's wet, mate. There's all sorts of things happen like that. People will get in with a drink that you've already told them they can't get in with, so they sneak it in. And they're never going to spill it, but they do. You get all that sort of thing. It's great on the stairs, cleaning stains on carpets and rugs. Sound like a shark salesman. What do they call them? Kirby, that was the one, wasn't where they used to come round your house and say, "Oh, can we go into your bedroom?" And like, why would you want to go there? Well, it does bed bugs. Oh, right. We ain't got any bed bugs. Yeah, but you got loads of dead skin and that. So no, you're all right. They were about 1,800 quid years ago, weren't they? Well, they were a bloody good Hoover. You just needed to be Jeff Capes to be able to get them up the stairs. They were that heavy. Which one you got? That one what Grim did today? What do they call them? 150 quid. And this is the top of the battery's crunchy. When you screw it down because it's spring loaded. Is that the one? I've got that. I don't know if it's heartburn. You know what you're like when you get to nearly 60? Every time you get a pain, it's an heart attack. Well, you probably don't because you're not nearly 60, are you? I was blaming because my arms are a bit stiff, and I was blaming it on leaning on that bike, but I haven't done it for a few weeks, so I don't know. I'm probably 20 people. Oh, Paramore. Nick Green needed one today. I can't think what they called it. It's that new company. It's like a side by side with a big top on the battery. And I had a quick Google of them just to see how much they were. They were 149 quid. 2 years ago I'd have bought one. Crazy, isn't it? They've shared us out again. We're back up to 25 people in the chat. If you're interested, say hello. Yeah, that's it. The Kirby Cleaner, yeah. Sri Morissetti. Took us a bit early bird, that's it, yeah. Sri Morissetti, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in and saying hello. It seems to be better doing it at this time of night than it does at 11:30 because I think everybody's gone to bed. So if you could give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying it, it helps up the algorithm and makes it go better. Pronounced Sri Morissetti. Sorry about that. Sri Morissetti. Yeah, Morissetti. Sri Morissetti. Ah, thanks. No problem. Where are you from then? What? Not. But to me, like, Moricity. Got it. Moricity. Sorry. It's very difficult, really, isn't it? Whereabouts in the world are you from? What country of origin is the name from, shall we say? Yeah, Moricity. Sri Moricity. I'm very good, thank you. Hello, Timmy Play 3653. Fuck to you too. Don't swear because there's a police officer on here from Turkey and he'll come around and batter you. I'll get him to do it if he's still listening. Born in Wales, I live in England, but your family's Indian. All right. And that is your actual name. My surname's Beavers. How often do I stream? Often as possible. I upload quite a lot. It's basically a lot of the stuff, if you're interested, is sort of walking videos. Me wandering about with a camera all over the place, or riding a bike. And then I come on probably weekly to do it live. They are a bit random though because I'm self-employed and sometimes it can be a bit difficult to pop up. But if you're interested in parts of Spain and parts of England, a lot down the east coast of England, there's a lot of videos for that. So if you're interested in that, you might like it. I'll have to come to Wales and do one. I've been watching a thing called what is it on? Sky Atlantic. I've just been watching it. I ought to get my older phone here really, and then I can Google when I can't remember stuff. I can't remember. The actress is in it is a red-haired lady who I thought was American. She was in something else. And she's not. She's a Brit. Pool or hot tub? What sort of questions is that to ask a bloke? And it's off the coast of Wales, and it's got a causeway. This island, and it looks the scenery is breathtaking. I've only ever been to Wales once, and again the scenery was breathtaking. So I subbed. Thank you very much. It's been a bit slow gaining subscribers recently, but I think live streams seem to get them. But they do tend to clear off again the next day. That's the only problem. Under Salt Marsh. That's exactly what I've been watching. I'm on to about number 5 now, so don't spoil it for me. And what was that woman in with the? Is she got ginger hair? What was that? What was that woman in? I thought she was an American woman. She was in something fairly big in America, wasn't she? It was maybe on Netflix or something. Under Salt Marsh, yeah. I don't know where that island is, but it's done in a similar style to something else I watched a few years ago with Woody Harrelson and who was the other famous person? Matthew McConaughey played 2 coppers, and that was the first one of the season. And it's that sort of it's not weird. It's just played a little differently, and that went on to be about 3 or 4 different programs, and it had different actors in each time. That one who played the police. I think that was also a Sky Atlantic. I could sort of believe it was the same director, to be honest, or the same writer. I can't think what it's got. I'm going to have to get my phone and tell you. If you can hear somebody vaping, it's not me. Let me have a look. McConaughey. Who did I say the other one was? Woody Harrelson. Woody. Oh. Always be connected to the internet. It's called True Detective. So if you get a chance to watch it, if you're into Under Salt Marsh, have a look at. It was from 2014 on HBO. So have a look at True Detective Season 1 and see what you think. But it's very, very similar, very sort of cool, sort of. It's well worth a watch. Have a look. If you want to, obviously. So True Detective, it's a weirdo, and all that one is a strange one. But this one has the same sort of feel to it, where I wonder if it's the same thing. Let's have a look. I finished The Night Agent season 3 on Netflix. I binge watched it. It was good. It was released last week, and the other 2 seasons are good too. Yeah. Have a look at Salt with her out of Game of Thrones. Not Salt, is it? Stolen. On Amazon. The older sister out of Game of Thrones. Was married to one of the Jonas brothers. It's probably Stolen. I can't really remember now. That is brilliant. I watched that in a night and a half. So True Detective. And Under Salt Marsh. They Related. Under Salt Marsh and True Detective are not officially related in terms of production, creators, or shared universe. Ah, there you go. However, Under Salt Marsh is frequently compared to True Detective as well as Twin Peaks due to its tone and genre. So there you go. So it's not only me what thinks it. I'm not weird. You say it's definitely it's the tone going through. It's a fairly flat tone. I really enjoyed it. You might enjoy it. It is a bit weird though, Sean. That True Detective, I'll warn you. It is a bit strange, but I suppose Under Salt Marshes as well. It's a similar sort of vibe, but definitely worth a watch. So tomorrow's shopping day, not for me, but for my mum and dad. Sadly, my mum fell over about 6 or 7 weeks ago now, and broke her wrist. So she's been housebound since then. She's gone from being really active to not being able to be active at all, which is a bloody shame. So I volunteered my services at dropping the shopping off on a Wednesday. Have I seen Slow Horses? I'll have a look. So tomorrow I pick up at Morrison's and drop off at theirs. Slow Horses, Thriller Season. Now, I don't know if I have. Or ever. I recognise, what do they call that guy? Altman, is it? Yeah, you're right. She's doing all right, mate. She's doing all right, but the only thing is she's 83. She's far too old to be doing, Gary Altman, yeah. She's far too old to be doing that. But I think it shocked her a bit. But she's also had 2 water infections while she's been incapacitated, because she gets them all the time, because she's got a thing called duo tubes, where she's got two kidney tubes instead of one. And one doesn't fill with any sort of liquid, so just gets infected all the time. She's been affected by it all her life, since she was 21. Yeah, Gary Oldman, yeah. I don't think I have. What was that other weird thing? The trouble is you watch that much and you don't really think about it. There was another thing I watched about a police officer who was trying to do good, and it turns out the rest of them were all dodgy. And it didn't end well for him, from what I remember, but it was sort of set in the past a little bit, I think. I can't remember what it was even called now, and I can't even remember who was in it. You just watch these things sometimes, don't you? Anybody watch that thing that's on at the minute, which is like the new Game of Thrones? I thought that was brilliant. We've watched it all now. There's only 1 season of it. The other thing is I don't know about you, but you've got used to, like, Netflix drop a full season at once, don't they? Apart from certain ones. And if you've actually got to wait like we used to do back in the old days, when Charlie's Angels used to be on every Monday at 9 o'clock at night, it seems a long wait, doesn't it? And you basically forgot what was on before. I think my cat's trying to get back in. We've had our cat for a lot of years, and just recently he's got an absolute pain for eating. Whatever you buy him, he don't want it. So whether he's sneaking around somewhere else and it's the fact that he's not actually hungry. If you give him best chicken or something, he'll eat that, but I think my missus spoils him, to be honest. Unless some of the cat food you're buying has got a bit of a different smell to it, because he'll eat the biscuits off the top and then he don't want the food. Is that bad? I've just realised what that might sound like, listening to my throat drinking tea. Maybe I'll take it off there. Don't look. I've got an abundance of microphones now. I'll pop it on there. Let me know if it's all crackling or anything like Have a look at The Night Agent on Netflix, mate. You will like it. I think I've seen it. Let's have a look. I don't know why I read The Night Agent through the series. No, I don't think I have. Is it English or American? He looks English. No, FBI. Gabriel Basso. I don't know. To believe it or not, I only get one night a week where I actually watch telly. So I'm, a bit stuck. I actually started watching that one again last night. That Salt Marsh again last night. And I sat up about 2 o'clock watching it, but and then I woke up early. No, it's American. Yeah, there is a lot, isn't there? Have you got Amazon? I can't think of the name of that bloody. Oh dear. Sansa Stark. What do they call her? Sansa Stark actress. Sophie Turner. Sophie Turner's in. Jesus, pretty as a picture. Look at that. Bloody hell. Isn't she really? They're gorgeous, aren't they? Sophie Turner. Latest series. It's called Steel. Yeah, have a look on your Amazon and have a look for Steel. Obviously STEAL, as in to steal. She's really, really good at it. She's really good in it. Well, obviously, she was only a kid when she was at Game of Thrones, and in the last season, she was really good in that. But she was just a kid, so. But now she's got 2 kids, isn't she? And she vapes. I was watching some one day, and she's. Yeah, have a look. Yeah, it's about. Say, I watched it in a night and a half. There was, and I think there's 5 or 6 in the series. So I watched it in a night and a half. So I got that done. I really enjoyed that. It's a struggle because I like legal dramas, and my wife absolutely hates them. She says the thought of watching courtroom dramas just fills her with dread. So we have to try and find something that we both want to watch. I can't think what we watched last week. Oh, Gordon Ramsay. Got the last one to watch. That's on Netflix as well, isn't it? The thing about Gordon Ramsay, he comes through as a nice enough guy, to be fair. Yeah, well, I'm going to put a review up for this. It's made by the same people who made that selfie stick that I bought. Obviously, I can't remember the name because I'm useless. It's too much drinking, Too many years of drinking. It kills your brain cells off. And your cognitive... Is it cognitive something? I can't remember. It actually, like, the bit where you used to remember things, it kills it off. So you can't remember people's names and things. You can actually remember what you watched. Yeah, I love that. I mean, it wouldn't stand up very well now, would it? Because it'd be in the middle of the screen like that. But yeah, I could watch that. I used to love that. You only ever used to watch it though when you were off school because you were ill. Have you watched? Yeah, I've watched some of it. Yeah, I have. Yeah, but I only really get Wednesday night because on a Monday night. On a Monday I go out filming, and if I go to Mablethorpe or anything, I'm a good hour from here to Mablethorpe. So I get there. I mean, I always think I'm going to set off a lot earlier than what I do. So I get there about 12 o'clock, and I have 2 or 3 hours, and then I have to get back here. And my daughter comes for tea because it's the only day I actually get a chance to see her. So her kids, 2 youngest, they go off with the dad. either for a couple of hours or for the night. And then I get her to take away and we just sit here and have a chat because obviously she's not very well. And so by the time she's done that, I go upstairs and I start editing. And I worked it out the other week. It was 11 when I finished editing, and I'd started off 14 hours before on my journey to go and make content. And you think, this is like bloody having another job, isn't it, really? What you don't get paid for. So, yeah, I've seen some of it, and I like the way they talk to each other because I like both of them anyway. Paul Whitehouse is really funny, and Bob Mortimer's just a lovely guy, isn't he? But that's just my sense of humour. I found Bob Mortimer a lot funnier than his mate, to be honest. Whoever they called him, because that's disappeared somewhere in the back of my mind as well. Oh, right. Yeah, see, I'm at work, aren't I? I work 5 days. Well, I work 5 nights a week. And at the weekends, that's sort of, 2 and 3, well, 1 and 2 in the morning nowadays. It used to be like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I don't tend to get up very early. And I must admit, I'm one of these where I get up in the morning and I'll sit in here because I vape in my house. So I'll sit here vaping, drinking tea, chattering to my wife. Then I'll have another cup of tea, and then I'll sit here and I'll go, right, I better get on. And then another 20 minutes later, I'm still sat here watching TikToks and stuff like that. So I'm not the best person at getting organised in the morning. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he is. Yeah. He worked with a guy, didn't he? Originally, and nobody will remember his name because it was fairly early on in their career, and it turned out this guy was one of them. He was a fiddler, and he got locked up for something. So then Paul Whitehouse obviously had to then make a big thing about breaking away from him, and off he went. But he doesn't seem to do. Didn't Mill Brill. Yeah, and what do they call him? Mortimer. He's a pretty cracking bloke. He is funny. Yeah, he does look like Stan Laurel as well, doesn't he? He's been really poorly with his heart as well, hasn't he? He's a very lucky man. He's had a lot of operations. Modern day Stan Laurel. Yeah, it's not. I like just I don't. As I say, I got one night a week, and it's rare, to be honest, now that I get anything that absolutely grasps me. I've got more. As soon as my wife goes to bed, I put my earphones in and sit there watching YouTube, which is exactly what I do for the rest of the week. So I really need to get away with it. Luke M, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in, mate. I'm doing all right, thank you very much. Are you doing all right? You just need a profile picture. Because you come through like, you know what I mean, like the others. Yeah, I'm doing absolutely fine, mate. Thank you very much. I'm really pleased. The last couple of weeks, I've been wandering around forests and stuff like that. I went to a place on last Wednesday. I dropped my mum and dad shopping off, and I went to this place where I ain't been to for 45 years. And I started filming, and I got some really good footage. I took the 360 cam. I got some lovely footage, and I put it onto my phone. And I thought, I'll edit it through my phone. It'd be really easy. So I'm there editing away, and I thought, God, it isn't easy. All this. What I'll do, I'll just delete it from here, and then I'll go upstairs and do it on the other one. I didn't realise when it's connected, you hit delete on the phone, it deletes the footage out of the bloody camera. So I wasted a couple of hours there doing it, and I thought, that is so sad, because it was going to be lovely. It was just one of them gentle videos that people probably would have enjoyed. I've actually learnt a few things as well. It's like if you listen to a lot of my videos, obviously when I first started filming, I was 22 stone and extremely unfit. So me dragging myself along anywhere, you got a lot of really sort of. Well, I was watching something the other day. Well, it was the guy that commented on that video. He said, I think Tamara Gabriel said the same thing anyway, but turn your your audio down in your camera down to -4, and then when you put it in the editing software, you can turn it back up in there. So when you turn it down, it's not picking up your heavy breathing, and then you just notch it back up in the editing software. So I think you might notice since I've done that you're not hearing me like a strangled chicken. Good to know. Need to. Yeah, it's not difficult. It's really not difficult. The thing is that I'm not saying it for any other reason because, but I'm just going to tell you this: if you're in a big stream and you go in without a profile picture, people are they're not going to think you're a troll, but they're not going to take you seriously because they're going to imagine that you're going to any minute now you're going to turn into them. Whereas if you've got a profile picture, you're halfway there, aren't you? You know, because when you look, it's only really small on the bottom of the thing, and when you look, you just see the profile picture. So if you wanted to go on to somewhere where you were talking to somebody famous, for instance, who you always wanted to ask a question to, he will never ask you a question while you haven't got a thing because he's not going to take you seriously. Yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah, because they've only just set the account up 5 minutes before, haven't they? And that's the reason. So I say, just a thought, anyway. That's from somebody that casts. I mean, it's got now, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, Mark's got a spanner in here anyway, if anybody coming buggering about. But you don't seem to get the level of trolls what you used to when we were doing the vape thing. When we started the vape thing 5 years ago, there was some people used to come in and they'd just put anything. But I think they started TikTok, so they all cleared off there. They've gone there telling people that were trying their hardest, they're fat and stuff like that. Have I got any holidays booked? Yep. I've got, obviously my daughter's got cancer, and the cancer charity is offered as it's surprising what happens when you've got a terminal illness. It's all about family time, so they offer you different things. They've even sent DVDs and popcorn so she can sit with the kids and eat them, that type of thing. Anyway, we're off to the Isle of Wight later in the year. We're going to the Isle of Wight, and they've supplied the accommodation, so, which is marvellous of them. Now we had was it no one? It was last year, wasn't it? Was it last year or the year before? Last year, somebody donated a villa in Spain, so we went there. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, yeah, well, it's been going on now. Bearing in mind, it's been going on now. This is the 3rd year it's been going on. So she's very resilient. She's actually still working. She works for the NHS. She's an assistant manager at a doctor's surgery, a joint assistant manager at a doctor's surgery, and she still works 3 days a week. So she ain't going anywhere just yet. She's decided. The only thing is, you get every 3 months they have to have a scan, and then it gets to like 3.5 months. So you're waiting for that. So you've already been. You have a month where you think, oh, it's like utopia. You think, oh, it's not spread anywhere. When it gets on to the 2nd month, you start thinking, Christ, I hope it doesn't spread anywhere. When you get to the month before the scan, you're absolutely going. Your head's going ballistic, and then it comes to the scan time, and she has that, which is I don't think it's a very long job, but it takes them ages to get back to you to tell you that it hasn't moved. It really does. It takes forever. Yeah, either way. Yeah, I can't remember where. We looked at it on the map, and it's near the Tesco's. I don't think it's far away from the sea either, which I suppose on the Isle of Wight wouldn't be difficult, would it? I've never been. I've been over the top of it. But she goes house sitting in Guernsey. She went house sitting in Guernsey last year. And she's going again this year, so I might end up going there as well. I enjoyed Guernsey. It was the first time I've ever been to a Channel Island. I went round all the museums and that. It was bloody lovely. if you're interested in that sort of thing, if you look back far enough on the channel, I don't know how long you've been following, but I did one in the War Museum, a little bit of one in the hospital because it was really echoey and it wasn't really a place you could do it. And then I've showed you sort of the battlements and the beaches. Yeah, I've not been. I actually know a guy that lives there, but I ain't spoke to him for about 5 years, so I probably won't bother looking him up. Can you remember him, Mike? Josh? He used to do the reviews in that. He lives on the Isle of Wight. I might just pop in the because he went to work at the pizza place, didn't he? So I might just pop in the pizza place. That'd be a laugh, wouldn't it? I'm off to Pembrokeshire this week. Oh, nice. Do you go walking? Are you into the walking? I bought myself a pair of boots first time ever. Can't you remember Josh? Josh. Oh, what did they call him? He had his own channel. He used to be on with Ian and them on a Monday night. I think he's still on my thing. Let's have a look. I'll show you. You I don't know. It depends how long you've been here, though, mate. Hell of a long walk. Ah, right. You're actually a runner. I don't think I could do that. Josh Pearson. Oh, he's binned me off. He works at Poundland now. Can you remember him, Mike? I appear to have been binned off. So I probably won't bother looking him up. He lives in Newport. Oh, I have still got him on one of my things. He looked a lot younger then. And then he got quite chunky. And then he's lost all his weight again. He's doing it, you know. I can't think what they called his channel. But he binned it off, didn't he? Yeah, I've been looking on my other phone because I've got him on my other Facebook account. He was like the youngest person ever, and he was a really good-looking lad when he was younger. And then all of a sudden he put loads of weight on because he wasn't doing it. And I think him and his missus split up because he's met somebody else now, and off he's gone. But he went from not doing much to he went to work at what's that bloody place? Domino's. He went to work at Domino's part-time. And then he got the workbook, and they couldn't give him enough hours, so he went off and he's at Poundland. They went bust though, didn't they? Unless he's probably not working now again. They closed down here anyway. You'll have to run off, Luke, and see if they can catch you up, mate. I don't think I can do any bloody running. I've never, up until 12, 15 months ago, I'd never been one for even getting out of the car and doing out. But now it's become I actually look forward to it. I actually look forward to doing it. On a Sunday night, I'm looking forward to going out on a Monday. No, I don't think it's. Well, it's a bit the same as cab driving, isn't it? They're closed when we go home. I've had people say to me, "Why don't? Can I come and work for you?" And I'm like, "No, I don't really want anybody to work for me." And I've even had people say, "Well, I could do your daytimes for you." So, well, how are we going to make any money at that then? He said, if you're going to be driving a cab, I said, you need to be sort of weekend nights and stuff like that. Oh, I can't do that. I go to the pub. So, well, stick to a different job then, because it's not going to work out for you, this mate. And that's the way it is. Training for a marathon at the minute. Did a half marathon a few weeks back. Absolute killer. I can imagine it is, yeah. My brother, my youngest brother, he was a chubby lorry driver. And I've told this story quite a few times. You maybe haven't heard it. He was a chubby lorry driver and he moved to a village and he went to the pub and he spotted a guy that he used to go to school with. And he says, "Oh, what are you up to?" That, "Oh, well, this is just a running meeting." He says, "We like to go running." And my brother says, "Yeah." He says, "I'll come here." And I bet they sort of looked at him because he used to eat a bucket of chicken for lunch, from KFC. And he wasn't fat, but he certainly wasn't thin because he's 6'5" anyway. Anyway, they went, "Oh yeah, well, you can tag along if you want." So he sets off with them, right at the very back, gasping for air. And within, I think, about 2 years later, sadly, the guy we met, who we used to go to school with, fell off his bike training and died. He hit a pothole on the 631 at Willingham Woods, and come off the front of the bike. And within the next couple of weeks, it killed him. And my brother had a terrible time over it. And he carried on and went and he did the Ironman. And he did it at 40 and at 41. The one at 41, he had something wrong with his bike, so he nearly jibbed that one in, but he still did it. But the first one he did, he actually did it in really good time as well. So, which, at 40, he decided to go do an Ironman. Bless him. I'm actually saying that, I started riding the bike again at nearly bloody 60. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he used to send us photographs on his days off. I mean, at the time he was, they worked for BOC, and if you do anything extra, you have to have it in time off, but it pays really well in time off. So he used to sort of end up working sometimes 17 days in a month. So obviously he got the rest of the time off, weekends and that. And he'd go bike riding, and he'd go on 100-mile bike ride. So it set off from, we all live in the same area, Lincolnshire, and we're all 45 miles from Mablethorpe. And one day he's like, snap, sending us a photograph of the monorail. I said, "Well, that's the one just outside Mablethorpe, in that field." He went, "Yeah, I've just gone past it on my bike, on his push bike." So it's, I don't know, 38 miles. So he'd done 76 that day on his bike. Because it was, I don't know if it's still there, but it was the one that was, it was the one that they replaced at Skegness, Butlins, before the last one, because the last one was a rounded shaped one, the monorail, and this one was more of a squarish sort of thing, and it was in a field at Mablethorpe. If you went down to the gasworks end, down there, where the gas pipelines are. So that was a fair travel from his house, but he had a proper racing bike and that, obviously. You won't want to do that on that one of mine, because that one of mine's only 3-speed fold away, so it's really bloody heavy. And, it can be a bit hard work. By the time you've done 5 miles on that, you've done it. So I suppose I'd better clear off. I've been here nearly an hour. I always aim to do at least half an hour. If you're going to start one up, you might as well do it. But if it's not going very well at all, it's a fair place to jib out at half an hour. But hello, Scott. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Yeah, I need to get back to riding bikes. It's not easy over them distances now. I didn't know. If you want to borrow one, borrow mine, and then you'll think, "Nah, I don't think I'll bother." Okay, I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. When I got on, I say it's the first time in 40 years since I've rode a bike, and I got the seat all the way up, and I gets on it, and I took it to a really quiet lay-by out the way, because I thought, well, if I fall off it, I don't want anybody to see me. I mean, to be really honest, it's the seat's fairly tall, so if I fell off it, I'd probably end up in bloody hospital anyway. But anyway, I thought, right. So I gets there, and this lay-by, which is just round the corner from a sort of where a railway is, and then you sort of go down and then under the railway tunnel, and then you go all the way down where Lawton and places like that. Anyway, I get there, and this bloody, it must have been like a meeting place for people. This bloody lay-by is massive, and it was absolutely rammed. I thought, oh Christ, here we go. So anyway, I put it all together, sat on it, rolled about a few times, and then I just thought, right, I'll set off. So I started pedaling, and I immediately thought I was going to fall off that way at the front. It was like, anyway, I didn't, and then I started doing it to that way. Anyway, I just off I went, and I just kept pedaling, and I thought I'll be all right. I love a mountain bike, but I'm old in Cornwall, so really, yeah, you're going to move to Lincolnshire. That's one thing about here. We've got a hill just to the left of me, so we're on top of one ridge, and then there's 10 miles, and then there's another ridge, and then I don't know, what would it be, 20 miles, and then the next ridge is the Wolds. Yeah, have a look at that, Mike. You'd probably be interested in that. Bit of filmmaking, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the only thing in it. But I mean, I've walked bloody miles since I started walking. But the only thing is, if you've only got one day off, you start walking and you don't cover a lot of distance because you've also got to walk back. So if when you're nearly 60, if you walk 2.5 miles, by the time you get back to your car, you've done 5. That's plenty in it, really, for somebody of my age group, of my fitness level. So you haven't seen anything. But you get on a bike, and then from Mablethorpe to Sutton-on-Sea would take you an hour and a half to walk if you walked it. You could do it on a bike in 12 minutes. It's pretty hilly around here in Manchester as well. I live in the countryside. Yeah, it's pretty. Are you this side? Are you Sheffield side? Because it's half hilly, isn't it, really? I always remember that guy, and his shrine seems to have gone now. So he had like a shrine on the side of the road. He must have got killed on a pushback because it showed you a big tarpaulin. Somebody had it all printed, and they kept taking flowers there, and it was there for years. Yeah, well, it's around that area there, and he must have got killed on his bike up that hill. And it was the sort of thing you looked out for every time you went past, and they'd built a shrine. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's like if you get down to what does it call that place? Bloody, where Big D used to have his vape shop. It's just hills. It's all hills, isn't it? Even in a car, you're like, Christ. Holmfirth, because you can come, can't you? You come up, and you get to the top of there, and you can take that road to Holmfirth, can't you? But it says not advisable to eyesight to lorries or something. I went down there, Christ. Yeah, well, there's no joy in that, is there? But we get a lot of people here. We've got a 24-hour garage, and you'll drive into the... yeah, I'm going myself in a minute. We've got a 24-hour garage just over the bridge, and a lot of them come, and you see them sat outside, and they're having micro sleeps like that, and some of them have been like 70, and they're about that fat, and they're just having protein and energy, whatever they need for their energy. And they have like a micro sleep, then they get on the bike and they ride for another 200 miles. Off now, mate. Been nice to be involved in one of your live shows. Love to your daughter, and hope your mum gets well soon. Yeah, it sounds like a list, doesn't it? It's like, if I was doing this on TikTok, they'd accuse me of being scrounging for gifts. I used to go out every night after dark and do about a 10-mile loop. Got to the point of doing charity 25-mile rides with my lad. Yeah, then you gave up, yeah. Yeah, that's it, yeah. It's just an achievement, isn't it? When we was in Benidorm the other week, we ended up down at the sort of marina, which is, I don't know if you know, Scott, I don't know if you ever made it to there. It's just the other side of the old town. There's a marina down there, just as you're getting into the Spanish bit. And we were there, and they said, we were going up the stairs. And the old me would have walked all the way around to avoid going up these stairs. And I thought, no, I'm going to go up them bloody stairs. And there was about 100 of them. And I went up first, and I went like bloody hell to get there first. And But it's your recovery time when you get up there. If I'd have done that when I first started walking 15 months ago, I'd have probably keeled over halfway up. I was gasping though by the time we got to the top because it was pretty like that, but it was good. But I do it now where I'll say, right, because I'm a naturally lazy person anyway, as regarding exercise. But I push myself out the door because I'll think, I've got note to put on Friday night, note to put on the bloody channel on Friday night. And that sort of gets me out to go and do something. And when I get out there, I just enjoy it. Anyway, how long have we been on? 60 minutes. I think that'll do for tonight. Thanks ever so much for popping in. Nice to see you, Luke. Nice to see you, Scott. Yeah, everybody needs to do a little bit of something, mate. You might find out your back problems disappear if you can, because all you're doing is contorting yourself, innit, and picking the wrong stuff up and, that sort of thing. Whereas I used to suffer really badly with my back. I don't have back problems anymore. It's gone. Catch you all soon anyway. I better clear off and go and do something else. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on the replay, thanks. Catch you all soon. Bye-bye.